Today, we're going to talk about a musician. But not just any musician. From a child born in a caravan to the stage of Carnegie Hall. The journey and trajectory of a shooting star. Jean Reinhardt, known as Django, was the son of Lawrence Reinhardt, a dancer, and Jean-Baptiste Weiss, a musician. Since his father signed the birth certificate with his mother's name, Django became Reinhardt. His family belongs to the Synthes, known as Manouches in France, a Romani ethnic group whose ancestors originated in Pakistan and India. He grew up traveling throughout Europe. From the age of 8, Django played the banjo, a gift from his mother. A self-taught musician, he absorbed the music of Igum, French Musette, and early American jazz. By the age of 13, he was already playing in Parisian bars, earning a living with raw talent and lightning speed. But fate dealt him a harsh blow. On the 2nd of November 1928, at the age of 18, a fire ravaged his caravan near Paris. Django saved his wife, but suffered severe burns to his leg, and on his left hand, he lost the use of his ring and little fingers. Doctors considered amputation, but they refused. During his 18 months in the hospital, he reinvented his technique. With only 3 fingers, he developed a unique, fluid, and virtuosic style. This disability became his signature, transforming the guitar into an instrument of pure emotion. Back on stage, he met violinist Stéphane Grappelli in 1931. Together, they formed the Hot Club de France Quintet in 1934, under the aegis of critic Hugues Bonacieux. This group, with 2 rhythm guitars, a double bass, and Stéphane Grappelli's violin, invented gypsy jazz, an explosive mix of American swing, Digoina folklore, and French musette. Their success was meteoric. They recorded hits like Minor Swing, Nuages, and Swing 42. Toured Europe, and Django became a star. had two sons, Lucan and Babik, with Sophie Nguina Irma. Django led a bohemian life, between music and travel. Despite the Nazi persecution of the Roma and the extermination of thousands of them, he remained in occupied France. German admirers, passionate about jazz, offered him their protection. World War II broke out, and he composed Nuages, an anthem to freedom, and played in Parisian clubs. After the war, in 1946, he crossed the Atlantic to tour with Duke Ellington in the United States, but the culture shock was severe. Django, accustomed to improvisation, struggled to adapt to the structured American style. There are many stories about Django, some true, others difficult to verify. The artist was flamboyant, extraordinary, unconventional. He was Django. And being Django Reinhardt wasn't easy. There's Django, and then there are the others, the creators and the followers. He invented his own life, living without a watch, without time. Well, yes, his own. He returned to France, explored electric bebop, and settled in Saint-Moi-sur-Seine. In addition to music, he was interested in art and painting from a very early age, and began to paint sporadically. Initially, more than just a hobby, it was around 1949, after his return from touring in the United States, that Django began to paint much more intensely and devote himself almost exclusively to this art. The legacy Django left behind is immense, comprising more than 100 compositions. But on the 16th of May 1953, at the age of 43, a cerebral hemorrhage took his life in Saint-Moi-sur-Seine. A style that inspires generations of blues, rock, jazz, and fusion musicians. An award bears his name, as well as a festival in his honor. Guitarists everywhere have played Django Reinhardt's tunes at some point. His influence, more than 70 years after his death, is considerable. His music is featured in films such as Going Places, Gattaca, The Matrix, Arizona Dream, Sweet and Lowdown, and many others. Today, the number of his admirers continues to grow, and guitarists all over the world play his music, his style. From Birelli-Lagrène to Angelo Debar, Boulou and Elios Ferré, Christian Escudé, Christophe Larteloup, Raphael Faze, Stokelo Rosenberg, not forgetting his grandson, David, who is also a guitarist. All generations play, have played, and future generations will play Django Reinhardt. Invented a style, a sound, a genre, forged his own path, becoming the leader on his instrument. He had to face a world that often didn't understand his own. But he leaves a luminous mark, that of a poet, and as everyone knows, poet never die. If you enjoyed this video, then I can only suggest one thing. Comment, like, subscribe, and then I'll see you soon for more stories. Bye.